Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back at it again with another video for you guys. I've been gone for some time, but just been caught up with, the holidays and just some family things going on. But here we are back at it. On today's video, I am going to be doing a Christmas set. It is going to be Grinch inspired. My client is going to be getting GelX nails. She is allergic to acrylic, so GelX is a super great option for those of you who are also allergic to acrylic. They are super durable and very lightweight, so I definitely recommend. But just starting off, I am gonna go ahead and just cut off the extra length of her nails and then continue with filing down as much of the GelX extension as I can so that she doesn't have to soak off for too long. So I'll be doing that for this step. And then for the next step, I'll be using my foil wraps. I prefer foil wraps over dipping the fingers into the acetone. I just feel like it's a quicker method this way, just because it kind of retains some heat and it helps with loosening up that product. But you'll see in the next step, I will be wrapping her nails with foil and letting her soak for about 5 minutes. So what I do is I first file one hand and then I wrap that hand, and then while that hand is soaking, I'll move on to the next hand and file that hand as well. So that's what you'll be seeing, and then I'll be back for the next step. Alright guys, and I just wanted to go ahead and mention that I do purchase the foil wraps that already come with the cotton on them. It is just less time consuming this way, in my opinion, rather than having to, get a cotton ball, place it on the foil wrap, and then putting it on her nail. It just saves a lot more time. But as you can see, just wrapping her nails with the foil wrap, and then like I said, I'll go ahead and let her sit there for about 5 minutes, or usually until I'm done filing down the other hand. This hand will be ready once I'm done with that. So that's what you'll be seeing here, and then I'll be back for the next step. Alright, once her nails are done soaking, I'm going to go ahead and just scrape off that product off the top of the nail. If there is any product left over that is still stuck on there, just go ahead and wrap it back up and let it sit there for a little longer, but usually it should be good to go. Once I'm done doing that, I'm going to go ahead and push back her cuticles and then also clip down her nails. Once I'm done cutting down her nails, I am going to go ahead and also clean up her cuticles with a cuticle nipper. be careful with those. Definitely if you're not comfortable using a cuticle nipper, just take your time and take it slow. You don't want to cut your client, but I always love to clean up the cuticles, especially if the client has a bunch of dead skin. It just makes that set look way better at the end. So again, just going through all of her nails and cleaning up her cuticles a bit, and then we'll move on to the next step. For our next step, what I'm going to be doing is taking a mandrel bit along with a sanding band and going over the surface of the nail to get rid of that shine. What this is going to do is, again, get rid of the excess oil that our nail naturally produces, and this is going to ensure proper adhesion to the nail extension. So you definitely want to make sure you get rid of all of that shine from the nail so that the nail extension can adhere to the nail properly. Once I'm done with that, I am spraying the nails with alcohol and then brushing off any dust that was left over on the nail. I'm brushing down to make sure that I get rid of all of that dust instead of side to side, where the dust can get stuck on the side walls of the nail. Next step I'll be doing is sizing her nail tips. So again, we're doing GelX. When doing GelX, you want to make sure that you are sizing the nails, making sure that the nails fit from sidewall to sidewall without having to apply any pressure to them. Again, it's GelX, so you are going to be using gel to bond that nail tip to the natural nail. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you leave a little bit of space for that gel to be able to comfortably adhere to the nail. Also guys, if you can see in the video, I do measure both hands when I'm sizing the nails, just because sometimes one nail might be a little bit bigger than the other. So just do both hands just to be safe. You don't want to apply a nail tip that's a little bit too small. That will cause lifting. So once I'm done sizing all of the nail tips, I am going to go ahead and etch the inside of the nail, as well as file a little bit around the cuticle area of the nail just to make it a little bit thinner so that that part can be nice and flush to the natural nail. But I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of the nails. This is just going to help with the adhesion of the nail tip. So definitely make sure that you etch that inside of the nail so that the gel has something to grip onto. Next, I am going to go ahead and prep the nail bed before applying the tips. I am using my Mia Secret dehydrator, and then to glue on the nails, I am using my Beetles nail tip glue. I find that this glue really helps with the retention of the nails. In my opinion, I don't have any issues with breakage or anything like that when it comes to the GelX. So as you can see, I went and applied the dehydrator on all of the nails. Now I am going to go ahead and start off with a thin coat of the base coat. I know some nail techs like to do all of the nails and then cure under the light. Cure that first coat under the light and then apply the tip. I like to just apply a thin coat and then put some on the nail tip and then apply it directly onto the nail bed and then cure under the light. I find that that works better for me, but again, whatever works best for you is also okay. And then another thing that I did want to go ahead and mention is once I finished applying all of the tips on one hand, I did have her place her hand in the light for about 60 seconds just to fully dry and cure the nails. When you are applying the GelX tip, you're just doing a quick little flash cure to hold the nails in place. And then once you're done with all of the rest of the nails, have your client put their hand in the nail light for about 60 seconds to completely dry that nail. Once I finish applying all of the tips, I'm going to go ahead and use my nail tip cutter to cut down the lengths. She wanted to keep them a little bit on the longer side, so I'm just snipping off a little bit off of the tip of the nail. I'm going to go ahead and do this for all 10 fingers. Once I am done with that, I am going to go ahead and use my file, which I absolutely love. I did purchase it from Amazon. It is a peel and stick file, kind of sort of like the Tammy Taylor peel and stick, but this one is a metal back, and I just love it. I can just replace the file after every client and easily sanitize the metal piece. So definitely absolutely love it. Once I am done with that step, I am going to go ahead and seal the cuticles using my mandrel bit again. I like to use my mandrel bit along with my sanding band for the cuticles when I do GelX. I just feel like I get a better outcome with that. Alright, and like I was mentioning earlier, I am just going around the cuticle area with my sanding band just to go ahead and seal those cuticles and make sure that I avoid as much lifting as I can. I'm also etching the surface of the nail just because I am going to be going in with gel polish, and I want to make sure that the polish has something to grip onto. So once I'm done with that, I am just spraying the nails with some alcohol and brushing off any of the extra dust that was left behind. After this, I am going to go ahead and be applying the gel polish, 2 coats of every color, and then we'll be moving on to some nail art. So I am going in with this really pretty nude from iGel Beauty. It is going to be the base for most of the nail art that's going to be going on this set. So again, just applying 2 coats of that. The middle finger on her right hand is going to be green, and then the middle finger on her left hand is going to be red. So again, just applying 2 coats of this, and then we'll be doing some of the nail art. Alright, I did go ahead and apply 2 coats of the colors on both hands. Now I'm going to start with the nail art. So the pinky and the thumb on this hand are going to be a green French, and then afterwards we're going to be applying some nail foil on the French. It's going to be some white snowflakes. So as you can see me doing here, I'm just outlining that French and then just filling it in. I find it easier when you outline the French first and then you fill it in rather than filling it in and then doing the outline. So that's what you see me doing here. I'll be doing that for this hand as well as the other hand. It's going to have kind of the same concept, so the other hand is going to have the red French instead of the green. So I'll let you finish watching these steps and then I'll be back. So again, like I said, I am doing the red French on this hand. Again, same concept. I'm outlining the French and then filling it in. After this, we'll be moving on to the next step. Both middle fingers on each hand are going to be sweater nails. So that's what you'll be seeing me do next. Alright, so using the same green color that I used for the base of this nail, I'm going to go ahead and create that sweater design. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle the nail with some clear acrylic, and then I'll pop it in the light for about 60 seconds. And guys, I did forget to mention, just make sure that you do wipe off the nail first before you start doing the sweater design, because you are going to be sprinkling the acrylic over the nail. You don't want that acrylic to get stuck on the sticky layer left behind for the polish. So wipe the nail first and then go ahead and start your sweater design so that you can then sprinkle the acrylic over the nail and then be able to brush off any of the extra acrylic dust that was left behind. So once I'm done with that, I am just doing kind of like a bow on the index finger for this hand. So using that same green color and creating two lines, just kind of like a cross. And then I'll be doing the little bow design in the center. So again, just doing that with the same green color that I used for this hand. After I'm done with that, and on the ring finger, I am going to be writing ho 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 on that nail. Also using the green and then using the red that I used for the other hand. Once I'm done with that, I am just using some alcohol to wipe off the nails that have the French design. I am going to be going in with my foil transfer glue, and I don't want the nude color to still have that sticky residue for when I do stick the foil on the French. So again, you see me here just applying the gel over just the green part, and then I'll go ahead and pop that into the light for about 30 seconds. Once that is done, I'll go ahead and apply the foil. So I'm just taking the foil and just randomly placing some of the snowflakes around the French. There was no like specific design that she wanted. She just wanted some snowflakes on there, so that's what I did. I just randomly placed some of the snowflakes, some big ones, some small ones. So I'll do that for both hands, and then we'll be moving on to the next step. So now I'm taking some white gel polish and just outlining that French just to give it a cute little accent. I thought that it would be cute instead of just leaving it plain. My client also thought that it would be a cute idea, so we went ahead and did that. Once I'm done with that, I am going to go ahead and top coat this hand just because this hand is all done. I didn't put this in the video, unfortunately. I did lose some footage, but just know that I did top coat it with some shiny top coat, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next hand. So once I finished with that, I did move on to the other hand, and as you can see here, I'm just drawing a Grinch hand, just kind of free-handing it. I was looking at an inspo picture on a phone, so if you see me pause a lot, that's kind of what I was doing. But again, just free-handing this Grinch hand. Once I finish with the green, I'm going to go ahead and outline the hand with black, just to kind of give it a more cartoon look. I also am doing an ornament coming down from that hand. I did lose that footage, but it was super simple. All I did was draw a line coming down from the hand, and then I drew a circle with a red glitter polish, and then outlined that circle as well. So again, give it that more cartoon look. But that's kind of what you see me doing here. And then once I'm done with that, I am going to go ahead and move on to the index finger, where I'll be drawing a Grinch head. So once I finished with that, I did have her cure in the light for 60 seconds to make sure that that nail art wasn't going to move anywhere. Now, as you can see here, I am just starting off with the green base and just kind of drawing the shape of the Grinch's head. Once I'm done with that, I'll be going ahead and drawing his eye along with the Santa hat that I am going to be putting on him, and then we'll be back for the next step after that. So now I'll just be going in with some white to kind of start creating the Santa hat. So I'm going to be doing just kind of like a scruffy look for the white on the Santa hat. Just randomly placing a bunch of just like little lines and everything on there. No specific technique here, just again randomly doing some squigglies to kind of give it a rough look. Then I'll go ahead and cure that, do a flash cure under the light for about 10 seconds, and then I'll move on to creating the hat with the red. Again, once I do the red, there's no specific way, just kind of want to give it that cartoonish look. Once I'm done with that, I am going in again with the black and just outlining everything. Again, I just feel like when you outline a design, it just kind of makes it pop a little bit more. So going in and outlining the Grinch's face and just adding the little hints of fur, just to kind of make it look like he has fur on his face, as well as outlining the Santa hat, making a couple lines here and there to kind of give him that cartoon look that I'm looking for. Once I am done with that, I am going to go ahead and top coat these nails with a glossy top coat, and then we'll be back for the finished look. And here is the final look. This set came out absolutely gorgeous. Definitely my all-time favorite. But that basically concludes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.